the deep
and
state.
the reptilians, the Anunnakis, the fallen angel.
Well, the reptilian thing is an analogy. They're not reptilians, actually. They don't actually morph and look and change to look like us. The problem is that they do look like us. They are humans.
They came back and they.
But internally, they're reptiles. They're lizard people.
Yeah.
So how do they look like us?
Because they are born humans. They're not. Their spirit is what's different.
Or spirit? So
Yeah.
Musk?
No, that's
So-
American. It's a different thing when you're an American citizen compared to a royal structure.
So how do you view Israel? Because they're a republic too. I mean, and if we're against
They're
these,
a fake republic. They have taken the image of a republic and painted it over their monarchy to make it look like a republic.
Because the Vatican is the real controller of everything, going back to the Roman Empire, all the way back, and England is
Wait,
just
Steve,
like
could you
the
leave and
little
come back for a
cherry
sec?
on top of the bunny, but it's the Vatican.
How is Israel a monarchy?
Look at the
Who's
Vatican. Look at their structures. They are reptilian. They are satanic.
Oh, I knew that already about Catholics. I mean, it's written all over the religion, pretty much. But I mean, like, what about Israel? Because he said it was a monarchy, not a monarch who's the king.
who took it over? Okay, this is the Dr. James Show, Divide Clubhouse. Welcome back, Scotty. Fucking goo. Boom the room. Welcome back.
You know what? Can I tell you a really weird story? So about 6 months ago, I was just standing out on the street waiting for my friend. He was inside getting his eyeglasses, whatever, and I'm just smoking a cigarette. And this girl comes up to me and she says, "You look really cool." I'm like, "Oh, you look pretty cool too." She's good looking. And I go out with her. We have a couple of dates, and she'd just been recently divorced. She'd been married to this Italian guy who was a piano like teacher, composer, famous kind of guy. Had a couple of albums, whatever. She came back for good. And then I started using AI to just make a little message. Like I said, "Oh, just make this more romantic." And then slowly over time, as I communicated with her, I used
vague
the
references
AI
to
more.
secrets,
And then I started
black
using
and white
it to write
logic,
songs,
such as
and then I started-
implying you're either
and
wealthy
then-
and happy or barely scraping by.
She came back.
Lots of
and
fluffy,
I totally
non-descriptive
caught this
adjectives
guy.
such as
She
amazing,
was wife
awesome,
with her,
or
and she
killer,
and I,
outright
I
or
just-
subtle
I just told her, I
lying.
said, "I feel so sorry.
If that
for you.
style of writing turns your stomach,
You're
or
living in this hell. You don't have to. That your father wants you to come back to you, and it's not too late." And I talked to her like 3 weeks ago, and I haven't heard from her since. But yeah, I just had a real big kind of like, and I went back and I found an old song that I wrote, and I actually wrote it.
you
like
feel
the day
content
before
because
all of
routine
this weird
consistently
shit happened,
reaffirms
where
a
I got
decision you
and
already made.
literally like photos and pictures of her, like, you know,
If said
doing
decision
weird shit
is that you
with
want to write a book, and you
her
commit to
supposed
giving 3
close
pages each.
friend, whatever. I just thought, man, I'm so glad that I don't have to live like that.
Edit in their older years. That's information that people need to know when they're making decisions about their.
Monica, have you read the study? I believe it was based on the New York Times, where they were basically saying that about 70% of Black women are
You're deep in the matrix, bro. You're goggling on Agent Smith's balls right now.
Oh my god.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Yes?
We
No?
can hear you now.
Anyway, I just want to say I'm Black American and I love the Tethers. Steven, if you don't fucking stop scraping that fork across that fucking plate,
Let the man eat.
fly across the ocean.
No, that plate's
As long as he's not fat, let him eat.
left on that plate, Steven. That's gone. It's empty, babe. You have to get another serving or get distracted or get some water.
Fight your inner big back.
You're a fucking liar.
Fight your inner big.
I think I have mixed grounds for all of us. We can all agree there's a solution. The solution is use plastic forks. We won't be able to hear, and you can scrape what you want.
Nah, cause he said his whole family black, but he didn't know not to scrape that fucking fork across that fucking plate like that. Your people not black. I don't know what the fuck they are. They're not black.
They gotta be African. Let's be
You gotta be African for sure.
Blackness is measured by scraping forks on plates, no?
That's cultural. We don't do that.
We They don't use forks. They use hands.
Shut up. Partially.
they
Yeah,
can,
shut up.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no fork when you're eating fried chicken and watermelon, guys.
Damn, knowledge. You on fire today, bro. Knowledge on fire.
Did you lick the plate? I'm just curious. Sometimes
The way a proper black grandmother would have beat the fuck out of you, or if she was mine, would send you to a fucking corner somewhere. But whatever.
I've got a black grandmother.
But your whole family black. How?
If
I'm
you
not
had a
doing this on
proper,
the internet, Steven. I'm not gonna do it. Whatever. What was your point, Adams?
again, if he had a proper black grandmother, he wouldn't be this hungry.
Respect.
he'd be fat. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, didn't he harass us for an hour and a half about portion control, exercise, and obesity? And then now he's telling Steven he didn't eat enough?
Yo,
Is Steven fat?
He's an Afro-Latino.
But is Steven fat?
Brother,
Okay then, so
You
again,
really trying to get up, James, Hagot? There's some cool people in the goo. Marquise. I mean,
There was only one hand up.
Shut the fuck up, Monica. We could try that.
yo, what is
my
happening?
God. Get off my neck. Just
Tony,
stand.
you got some.
Knowledge, this is all
your fault. Yo,
His knowledge isn't Nathan's fault, but they're never gonna admit it. But tell him just back down.
No,
I don't have anything
when
to
people
do.
put their fucking hand up, they get invited.
What do you mean? I
Stop
didn't
acting like.
I agree with you. I just need to.
I waited 10
Alright,
minutes
just go get
in the
yourself a
audience
stiff one.
last week, so not everybody. And then sometimes the regulars get an auto invite on the stage without having to raise their hand, right?
Yeah, we
Thank
all
you for
agree.
micromanaging the weird bitch.
Can we all
Thank you for
agree
being an
that
overseer, weird
Can
bitch.
you control your moderator?
Can we all agree that Monica is right about one thing? We should definitely blame top left. I actually agree with him.
Moses can get us out. Oh, Moses just tweeted, guys. He said, shit, hopefully Moses can get us out. Oh, Moses just.
No, you did it.
Every time I go off mute, every time I've got to have this harpy on my neck. I'm just having a conversation. I'm just inviting more people. I'm inclusive.
Yeah, Tyler, you're racist as fuck, man.
Like, jeez. Vlad's
Tyler,
here.
racist.
Can we
Black
invite
woman, I
Vlad
don't know
up now?
It's always blame toddler.
Always. I'm blaming knowledge. Fucking.
You know, a lot has changed in the last minute. I've changed my
Legit.
opinions. I no longer hold the opinions I used to. I think top right. Often I get away with a lot of stuff under the radar. That's true too. That's a fact.
Okay, so I've seen similar.
Taylor Swift. And you out here preaching about black.
Mind your white ass business, Steven. Mind your fucking business. Mind your white ass business, Steven. I'm not fucking doing this with you today. I'm black, nigga.
Taylor Swift. Give the most teethy head ever, bitch.
He said there's not enough African drums in Taylor Swift.
Yeah, all that shit she was talking about your black grandma, and now we hear her listening to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
Kelly Clarkson grew up in the fucking South. Not all real Southern white people. They're not all Monica.
Back up, Tyler. Alright,
Britney Spears was from Mississippi. She's also black.
Mayonnaise on your food.
Anyway, so yeah, the marriage statistics are interesting, whatever. I saw that of the married, of the biracials. I think it just has to be qualified to be true. So of the interracial couplings, the most successful is white man, black woman, and the least successful. I'm not gonna go with that. But you just have to add qualifiers. And yes, it is still true that most black people partner with other black people. And black is apparently subjective because I date black people. And by that I mean tethers.
Yo, can I make the point of clarification on why I came up on stage? I want to make this point. Glutathione clinics aren't targeted to black people. They're targeted to old white ladies that have weird pigmentation. It's not about skin bleaching.
Sorry, I didn't even hear you, Hugo. What was?
I, for one, am glad that you cleared that up for us, actually. I don't know what I would have done if I didn't get that cleared up about
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
She's
you're
a
welcome,
Swiftie.
Florida. I just want to make sure people know that the healthcare industry isn't out here targeting black people in that way, at least. Every other way is true.
Do you see the notes on patient accounts as part of your? I think you're managerial, so maybe not.
I do. I have access to the EMR.
Okay, I posted something on Discord. It wouldn't make good audio. Okay, so I'm gonna post the video, and it's like 30 seconds, and you tell me if this is still happening.
Is it in the chat?
I just put it in the chat.
Nurses assume everybody is drug seeking. Every single person that comes in there, white or black, is seeking drugs.
I would think. Okay, so I'll describe. It says racism in medical documentation. It'll say for white patient, needing pain meds. For black patient, it'll be described as drug seeking. And then as a white patient, if you're mad, or you'll be described as upset. If a black patient, they'll use the word aggressive. As a white patient and you refuse medical care, it'll actually be described as decided not to. For a black patient, it'll be refusing care. So the implication is that the descriptors used for white patients are more I'll say, a little more graceful and tactful, and the ones for Black patients are denoting like an aggressive disagreeableness, which might lead the patient to not receiving care that they deserve because of the way that the patient is described.
I don't know, it's the complete opposite of reality. In reality, Black patients are the ones to least request drugs, while white patients are the ones to come in and be more drug seeking. So this video here doesn't make sense.
That's also true, James, but there are barriers to care, right? And prejudice is one of those barriers. But it's not this outright, really. Like, nurses aren't leaving notes like this. Maybe in terms of the way they provide the care, it could be affected by the prejudices, for sure. But
my question is, where is
Los
this low
Angeles,
class?
there's a lot of I think the percentage is 17% of all nurses are Black women. So they're one of the most represented groups in nursing today. It was either 17 or 19%. So it's slowly dying down. The main issue in healthcare when it comes to racial prejudice and just outright racism is research and study for treatment. They don't take into consideration different populations and minority groups when they do their studies and treatment plans and stuff like that.
I just want to know which low-class state or city was Tali describing when they were doing
Los
things
Angeles,
like that.
dirty army.
No, they were not doing that in Los Angeles.
Okay, can you?
They're absolutely not doing it. I was asking which. No. I was asking Tali, which low-class state or city are they doing what you read, Tali? Because it ain't happening here.
I think that it's not localized to a particular state, but this is a phenomenon in healthcare, like in general. I don't know that it has to do with our class structure so much as racism.
Oh, I just mean it's not happening here in LA, so I've never heard that at all.
There is a hardcore class prejudice in healthcare, though. If you go to a federally funded low-income hospital, you're not going to get good care, and you're going to be treated like shit because the nurses are overworked and underpaid.
That's why you gotta flirt with them, even if they're fat and ugly. You get pretty good care then.
Just to back up a bit, I do think that it's true what you said about the drug seeking is actually not a race issue now, because it seems to be impacting all American communities when you factor in like the fentanyl crisis, and it's not just like it's the prescription drug issue. It's American.
I don't know, when you said low class, I meant like, people describe something that's like disgusting. I didn't mean actual class. That's why I was like, I don't see that doesn't happen in LA. Like, it's crazy.
I don't know, man. So that's why
स्वभाव है इंसान की सबसे बड़ी कमाई की दौलत, क्योंकि जिनका स्वभाव अच्छा होता है,
they interact more.
possibly, you know what makes me feel pain? On a small contact
arena, but I thought it was more like managerial, so that you're not looking at the notes on patients. But I don't know. I've still had to scream and cry and act out of anger and frustration in order to be heard sometimes. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just kind of stop. I won't not accept accept care from a white doctor. I just prefer like brown people, like in general. I don't know. I feel like it helps me be heard and understood.
But wait, Tali, all the white people in
Good.
the
We're glad you
medical
feel that way.
But Tali, all the white people in the medical field are
No.
Tali, listen. Let a white person in this room say, I don't mind black people serving me, but I prefer white people serving me. You be on the neck like a fucking foot.
I'll say it. I prefer a white female. I prefer a white female doctor over anything else. I don't feel bad for that.
I just see you guys like sitting there, and you're just gonna go like, oh, they're not brown. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I prefer an old I prefer an old Asian guy. That's the best, you know. He always had the secrets of like ancient dragon wisdom.
It depends. It honestly depends, because I do have one doctor who is white and a woman, and my first encounter with her, after going through a couple of medical professionals, was, "Thank you so much. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for taking the time." So I do encourage when there is a medical professional who isn't, skewed towards racism and the doubt that videos like the one I posted puts in a healthcare professional's mind about what a patient is describing. But when they fucking don't, I'm quick to report that shit. I'm quick to create a paper trail. Because get the fuck out of here. If you're still doing medical racism, get out.
What's that? But here's the point, though, right? You already said you have a preferential choice towards brown-skinned fucking medical professionals. So you're actively seeking the most negative interpretation of anyone who's not brown, therefore, who treats you. And you're going to look at you through the lens of racism. You are preconditioning that engagement through a lens of racism. You are not therefore being genuine. What if you just get an asshole fucking doctor? You are already saying you only, and more to the point, if you have an asshole brown doctor, you're gonna write that off as them just being an asshole. But if you have an asshole
He's right,
brown
Charlie.
doctor,
No, he's not.
Racist.
That's true.
Yes, I am. Because you already admitted it.
You did admit it.
Preferring a woman as a woman sexist?
Definitely.
It depends.
Interesting.
It depends if.
Look, for the men that want women, they're perverts. As doctors, because they're perverts. For the women that want women, because they're sexist.
They're feminists, Nathan.
Perverts and fetishists are different.
Okay, so I'm speaking. So my thought is, if my doctor is someone who possibly experienced discrimination, possibly experienced negative impact around their gender or race, then they're more likely to be understanding and empathetic, and less likely to have to undo whatever the societal impact is internalized that would make them commit racism against me.
But Tally, that makes no fucking sense. Because you're almost saying that if you have an engagement with a black doctor or nurse, that you're having a premonition, a fucking mind reading session whereby you can determine whether they've had some kind of a depression or not. Unless you're going to just outright ask them, excuse me, before you serve me, can you just tell me, have you ever had a racist incident within the medical system? Or you have? Oh, well, thank you. Now you can serve me. What kind of fucking retardation is that? More to the line of, if somebody demonstrates empathy, let me finish what I'm saying. If someone demonstrates empathy based off of the fact that they are working in the medical field, if it is based in themselves having either a family member and or personal experience of being negatively impacted by the medical system, that could therefore be a and/or anything else. You see how DEI your brain
Break it up.
is fucking weird.
No.
It's weird.
I've been to differ, but I think
Skin color has nothing to do
What I'm
with
saying
anything.
is, when I'm scoping out new providers, or if I want to try out a new doctor, or when I'm scheduling healthcare services, when I scroll down the list of in-network providers, I'm not going to try John Smith first. Okay, I would go with Gupta or
Racist.
I'm going with Gupta or Shamia. Okay.
I mean, for starters, the Guptas are probably the best.
Right, the
doctors in
Indians are the
business.
best.
That's an agenda you guys are pushing.
No, it's the truth. Some of the best and highest performing doctors in the
Where
States
the
are all-
stats at?
Racism.
all
It is positive-based racism.
You're gonna
Positive-based
you're
stereotype.
gonna eventually
No such
gravitate
thing.
towards somebody who understands
No such
your
thing.
background. You're gonna gravitate to somebody that understands your background, your upbringing, where you're from. So I don't think it's racism. I think it's preference.
No, but herein lies the point, though, right? When it comes, let's talk about medical professionals, right? Just medicine in general, health, care, whatever, right? No doctor can generally do a full diagnosis of your condition in a single appointment. Depending, of course, what it is, but people who have prolonged medical issues, it will require a prolonged investigation. And so it will be how they deal with your fluctuating behaviors with your medical condition that will demonstrate whether they're empathetic or not. For instance, if you come in and you have a blowout because you're just getting no support at home, you're financially fucking struggling, your kids are fucking doing your head in, life's on top of you, and you can't handle it because your medical situation is that of so bad, you're just in a bad mental place. A good doctor will be one that when you get engaged with them and you're quite stressed out, they're going to say to you, look, calm down. I appreciate you going through a lot, but please don't take it out on me. We're going to work through this together. Whereas a bad doctor would be something of akin to, excuse me, you don't deal with this kind of behavior, get out. Like a doctor has emotional intelligence. A good doctor has the ability to see through patients' kind of stress and struggle. That kind of virtue is about experience, it's about mindset, it's about virtue. It's not about whether they're brown or white or whatever. If you've ever had a family member and or your personal circumstances of dealing with a health situation, it's not about fucking race. It's about the doctor who listens and genuinely fucking supports you.
No, because one time when I went to a hospital and I was dealing with, a white doctor, he just gave me paracetamol and I had kidneys.
Damn, they finally removed me.
Okay, this is the Dr. James Show, Divide Clubhouse.
Oh yeah. Is it all one color? Or is there a different one? No, you have different ones. Which one is that? Something new. 03.
Hi, sisters.
Oh my god, sister.
Sister.
Oh, it's so good to hear your voices.
How are you?
It's been too long, my beloved sisters.
I know.
What a world. What a life.
What a life.
I fell in love
With whom?
with a trans girl.
No
way.
Yes, he had his penis removed, and when I had intercourse, it was like a small indentation in the pelvic region.
Perfect for your little peckers.
That's how I think that's how Zach described his intimate encounter with a trans.
Yep.
It was a small indentation.
Why does he get clipped?
Zach got clipped?
Yeah, he has a new account.
He's the trash bag now.
Oh, I didn't know he got clipped. He didn't mention it.
Maybe he just made a new account because he blocked everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe he just
transitioned.
It's true. Once you block people. But if you block people, you'll still see them in rooms. So
Yeah, exactly. We didn't block him. He blocked us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you block him, then you won't see him. That's the way it works.
Maybe he thinks I reported him, but I didn't. Only on
No, you
Instagram.
reported him. That was funny. Already.
I reported Lou for using my image in his AI.
Oh no, why?
Because he's using my image as a rabbi. He's making fun of me and Jewish people or Muslims or whatever. I just wanted
just ask him to change?
I told him, I was like, you don't have my permission, but I reported him because I want to see if like they actually remove. They're not going to delete the account. They'll just remove the.
No. Remember when T-Rob said my picture?
Mm-hmm.
I reported them too. They're not going to remove him.
Yeah.
Like my actual picture. So, he's not going to remove it.
Oh, look, it's my ex-girlfriend, Dr. Pearl, in the basement.
Hey, Pearl.
Yes?
I heard something about Pearl the other day.
Oh,
I don't remember.
I know she left. I wanted to ask her. I wanted to ask her if it's really true.
Oh, she fucking ran. She's an anti-Semite.
Why does she talk?
She totally hates Jews.
I thought she was a person Jew.
Well, she fucked you. So.
Well, that's the irony is. Well, see, I'm a Mischling. I'm a patrilineal. Maybe it's okay to fuck a
Maybe she
patrilineal.
started hating after you.
I ruined Jews for her.
I think it's Danny. Danny creates anti-Semitism.
Some chick texted me her number on Hinge. She's 21, bi-curious.
Run away.
Yeah, I agree.
How about the 37-year-old?
Danger zone. Danger zone. Plus, her teeth look gross.
I love that song.
She's got little like baby teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't look fully developed. Like they're preemie baby teeth. Like how Princessia's teeth are all bunched up together in the basement.
No, they're not. I have one crowded tooth.
Crowded.
One. Yeah, just one. And I don't mess with my mouth because I don't want to mess up with my jaw.
Oh, it takes more than one per crowd.
No, this one is crowded.
Yeah, Abuela knows something about having dislocated jaw syndrome.
Three teeth for one to be crowded.
No, it's not really crowded. It just overlaps a little bit. It just overlaps a little bit. Not that bad.
Well, it's enough to be noticeable.
My gap on my top teeth is what I thought you would be more focused on.
Oh, really? You have a gap in the top I didn't see?
Yeah, I have a little bit of a gap, yeah.
Little bit of a crowding, little bit of a gap. Why didn't you get braces?
Because I don't believe in that stuff.
You don't believe in dentistry?
I do.
Dentistry.
Well, no wonder why you're fucking stupid. You don't even believe in dentists. No wonder why you don't like Jews.
No, orthodontist.
I wish I would have worn my retainer and I wouldn't have such a bad lip.
Your lips is right now.
If you didn't suck so much dick, you wouldn't have a dislocated jaw.
Shut up.
My jaw dislocates a little bit.
Well, sisters, what I'm trying to say, sisters, is all is well. Just keep taking your medication. Don't go to any building lobbies and stop talking to Jew-hating, racist, bigoted Mexican pieces of shits named Diego. That's my advice for the day.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, Nora. Nora.
Oh, hi, Habibti. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Nice to see your face.
Yeah, I never really post, and I kind of blurred my face out, but it's still better than nothing. How are you, Nora?
Oh. I'm doing alright. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah.
Edmund, how is the 37-year-old Catholic woman you were dating?
I don't know. She's 37?
Well, you said she was 37.
I didn't say how old she was. I don't know how old she is.
Yeah, you did. Go listen to your replays.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I was guessing.
No, the one that likes Drake.
Oh, yeah. She canceled on me for our second date, and she said not interested, basically.
Oh, what a dumb bitch.
I agree. She's stupid, and like anybody who calls their dog Drizzle and loves Drake is a fucking loser. Fucking loser.
I told you.
She was hot though. That's the thing. She likes him tall, dark, and handsome. So I mean, you know, I don't have anything against people with jungle fever. I'm just saying that I regret wasting my time and my money with somebody
I'm gonna
who's a
show
waste
you
of time.
something. This is too big.
No.
Oh, Dr. Nick is in the audience. Hi, Dr. Nick. Oh, Dr. Australia is here. Hi, fake Chrissy.
Oh my, this is too big for me.
Uh-oh.
Nora.
يا حبيبتي.
Wait, I need this sort of towel click into من قبل. You know the one that's like sort of from a distance? Or
That thing is huge.
That's such a pretty lady, mashallah.
The lid on it, it'll melt.
This is huge, right?
What'd you say, Nora? Hey, this one's cute, but I feel like the other one cannot أحلى I don't know why, like, because it shows a lot more. It's pretty.
Okay, بغيرها ليش؟
Okay, here.
عفوا تايم.
Did you know أنت عملتي شعرك ولا لا? It's just because you're indoors, you don't see the highlights.
No, it's colored. I don't like the color, but it's colored.
شكرا حبيبتي.
I like the dark one.
Oh wow, Tanya from Old Clubhouse.
Marie, that's
People like this one.
حبيبتي. عفوا حبيبتي. عفوا حبيبتي. حبيبتي, where is your boyfriend Diego, the racist, anti-Semitic, Jew-hating Nazi?
Is anyone
The
else
gentleman.
here?
He's so smart.
شو رأيك في هذه الصورة؟ غيرتها.
That's cute. That one's really cute. I like that. I think Yani the light colors suit you, like pink and stuff, pink and white. Like there's
I agree.
like that.
Go for the light colors. Be soft and be gentle. Don't be so contrasting with the power red. It inflames the passions of desire.
You're just so you know, Mimi هذا بيسجل على يوتيوب, so right now we're live on YouTube.
بتحكي شغلات؟
Yeah.
يعني إني شايفين وجهك؟
لا.
نعم. لا نعم. أنا بعرف شوي عربي.
Wait, is this guy Arab ولا؟
لا النسوري.
يهودي.
وين محطة دييغو؟
How are you?
Doctor, your thing says subscribe podcast to your stream.
I'm a live streamer.
On what platform?
I'll put the link in the chat to my YouTube.
In the name of the kings of Persia, greetings, everybody.
The Magus has arrived.
Well, lo and behold, for I am hither.
Please, Magus, read us your beautiful poetry.
To be or not to be?
Damn, I want to finish all over Mimi's.
Mimi, where are you from?
Shut the fuck up.
I want to know where she's from. Which country, that's all. Fine, don't tell me. I don't give a shit. I just want to ask.
She's a Palestinian girl and a very good woman, and you are a vulgar creature.
I'm sorry.
You're lying. Golda Meir was a member of Palestine.
And many of the Israeli citizens are also Palestinian, like the old Israeli Prime Minister, Golda. What is her name? Golda?
Meir.
Yes, Golda Meir. She was Palestinian.
She was
But
a
she was born in
beautiful
a region
woman.
of Palestine during the Ottoman Empire. Yeah.
Persia, with all due respect, there are like a billion other rooms on Clubhouse about Israel, Palestine. You can go there.
I try not to get involved, my friend. I stand on the left or right. Okay then, I will be quiet.
Yes, let the enlightened ones like Princessia and Nick speak for us so we can enjoy the joy. Click the link in the chat to watch the YouTube live of the process of alchemical transmutation.
Enjoy the joy of the most curious ploy.
Please, sisters, pin the link to the room so everyone can experience the joy.
Guys, did you know where the word magic comes from?
From Magos.
حبيبي مرحبا أيها الأعجمي. أنا داريوش المجوس الفرنسي. أهلا وسهلا.
Oh, my wife is here, Galilean princess. كيف حالك حبيبتي?
Galilean, come up and ask now.
Hello, my love. You have enough. You have enough lip filler to save us all in case they run out of lip filler. She has kicked me from so many rooms. It is so distasteful. Moderators, pin the link to the room. Pin my YouTube to the room.
She's gone, no.
You scared away my wife. I love that woman. She's so beautiful. I don't care if she hates the Jews. I don't care if she hates the Jews as long as she's so beautiful. You can keep Israel as long as I got a great piece of ass.
True beauty, my friend, is from within. Not within.
شو هيك عم يلعب بألعاب الأولاد أنا
على لا.
Can we speak in English?
لا أنا بعرف شوي عربي. حبيبتي. Oh no, pussies! The destroyer has arrived! No!
Let them stay a little.
I need to speak to the holy fire. 5 fucking minutes. bewitched by the darkness of Aklimat.
We were Zach and I were talking about you this morning on like why you're the super troll and like thus you're able to cause conflict because you know you're the opposite of us, but at the same time you're like I don't know, you're just an incredibly good troll, meaning that like you're good at creating dopamine. And I was saying how you're like the little Richard. Kick me. That fucking forgot. That forgot. Hello?
City, we heavily. Hey, your connection's a little rough. That yeah.
Story. And we're coming on the middle of the hour. So, Coolsey, I told you I'd give you a gift. And in honor of you still standing, I think it's only fair that I play this song.
Think that they deal in sovereignty, who think that they're doing all these things, but they can't show you anything concrete that they're dealing with because the United States and the states governments and the county governments are set up now to crack down on what they call paper terrorists. So you can go that way if you want.
Existence of Yahweh, of Allah, of Zeus, of Poseidon, of Vishnu, of Krishna, Brahma, Shiva. I mean, they're all equally like fictional characters to me.
Bear their arms and stuff.
If the kid brings a gun to the school and you have the right to bear arms and protect the class, 9 times out of 10 you ask them, will they shoot a child?
Pretty much.
I mean,
it's a very, it is a difficult to watch movie both just from an entertainment perspective and from the content that is being shown to you. But I think I'm not saying that as a negative.
Actually, that's an interesting distinction you make because it does certainly have a plot, and there are a lot of dramatic events and twists, but it has a plot but no hook. Right,
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it doesn't have a hook, and also it does have a plot and it does have dramatic events, but you don't anticipate them. Like, so like it's not like in a Hitchcock movie where he builds suspense.
Okay, this is like your traders and terrorists, chill monkey apes. This is a parody room of chillism and the talking apes, both a collection of retards. Oh, Dr. Benji, welcome. The game begins.
What's up, doctor?
Hey, what up?
Chilling, getting ready to start some games with these atheists and believers.
If you don't know about
Sorry.
menstrual cycles, it's a completely natural form of birth control that tracks your ovulation.
Well, we are here to mold your universe. To decalcify your pineal gland. This is your 528 hertz tuning fork. To help you get back to the center of your universe. We're selling Centerpoint Universe franchises to help you become one with everything.
Someone else. See, it's not me saying it. I didn't even know the
Evidence
person.
of what? Evidence of what?
That this guy did a sexual crime against his own family member.
That's not what happened. He's a liar again. He's a pathological.
So then what happened?
And the
What happened?
reality is, Rabbi,
What
did I ever
happened?
tell you how he converted to Islam?
What happened?
He was in jail.
Shut up, you Italian. Shut up, you Italian.
I
converted when I was 16 in prison. Really?
He went to jail. He was about to get his head kicked, and he converted to Islam. He's a fake Muslim.
And Sharif converted to Judaism. What's your point? What's your point? What's your point? A lot of people convert. He converted to Judaism. One became
Yes,
Muslim.
people convert for the right reasons, not because they're scared for their life, because they did the most heinous crime possible.
Hey, you, why
You
you
got nothing to
make
say
it?
about that? Because if you did, you're complacent, buddy. Shut
Why
up.
your breath smell like pork though?
Why you guys keep talking like that?
Yeah, why you eat
Why
pork?
you keep talking like that? You guys jealous?
This guy eat pork
Are you
on
jealous?
Shabbat.
A little Jewish girl broke your heart when you were a young boy.
Bro, you're
Tell it
Italian.
happened.
You're a wannabe
Or was
Jew.
it
You're a
little
white man.
boy that
You're a
broke
white
your heart?
man. You're a white man
You're
Italian.
a white man. You're a white man.
Yeah,
You're a white
white
man.
boy.
And what are you? And what are you?
Me, I'm Palestinian.
And what are you?
I'm a Palestinian.
Yeah.
I'm not Italian like you.
Biggest joke possible, you fucking clown. Oh my god, that's a knee slapper. You're such a dog. Show up.
How is everyone
Look at
today?
this Italian. We're good. We're good.
Good. Have you guys heard about, so I'm like really pissed off that my family is from Lebanon and
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
No,
Families from
I'm
Lebanon?
saying, so Israel,
Because you sound white. So how's your family
Well,
from Lebanon?
what do you, can I, okay, is this troll room?
Well, no, it's not a troll. She's gonna say something stupid, Rabbi. She's gonna say my family's from Lebanon. I'm upset that Israel is fighting the Hezbollah, the terrorist organization. If she says something, she's a dummy. Okay,
You're a dumb
so that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just saying, I want to substantiate your family's from Lebanon. What does that mean?
I was getting there, but BB, okay, so you're pissed off, BB. Do you think that I don't?
No,
think
no.
that-
Well, that's to substantiate your family's from Lebanon. No, I'm not pissed off. I know you're about to make a stupid comment.
You're a mind
Okay,
reader.
no, you're distracting. You're distracting, baby.
No, he's fine.
How's your family from Lebanon?
How?
Mhm.
What do you mean how?
You just said your family's from Lebanon. How's your
Yes.
family from Lebanon?
How? I don't know what you mean. They lived in Beirut. Well, it was the Syrian Republic at the time that they were there, but now it's technically Beirut. They moved and they came to America in 1937.
Who's they? Your mom, your dad?
My great grandma
Okay, so your great grandmother on your mother's side.
Correct.
Okay, so that's how you saying you have family from your mother's side that lived in Syria. Okay, so that's how you respond to that.
Okay.
He's teaching her English.
What are you coming? Your family lived in Lebanon, in Beirut.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your point?
No, my point was that the airstrikes, they keep.
But your family is not there anymore.
No, but I think it's absolutely awful. And the reason why
Of course, every war is awful.
I'm not done. Lebanon used to be majority Christians, Catholic, Maronite Catholic.
Why are they not there?
Because of this war, this fight between the Muslims and Jews.
Hezbollah killed many Christians. Hezbollah wasn't even around till the 80s. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the Christians that lived in there.
No, Hezbollah came about in 2004.
Bro, you know that, bro.
No, Hezbollah came about in 2004.
Doesn't matter. You said the reason. It's the Muslim and the Jews. You say.
Yeah, so then it pushed. There are still Christians
how many
there.
Jews there is in Lebanon?
They come in warplanes from Israel. No, but
how many Jews in Lebanon?
I don't think any, to be honest.
So why you are not controlling the Muslims? You are the majority.
What do you mean?
It's not us that. Wow, that was awesome.
You
just broke, Shlomi. You just broke the whole conversation with that response. He's 100% right.
What?
I couldn't believe that was so flawless what he just did. He showed you. There's not one Jew living in Lebanon.
Correct.
And then you have the Muslims, you said, that are there, and the Christians are fleeing. So if there's not one Jew there, who's making the Christians leave?
That's why I came in here, and I'm really angry right now.
On whom?
At war.
Yeah, I'm angry also at war.
No, and it's always been
I'm with you.
It's always been a war zone, and I feel that Syria and Lebanon always get the short end of the stick, and they're always in the middle of the conflict, and they want nothing to do with it.
Syria and Lebanon?
Yeah,
How do you bring Syria to this?
But because Syria and Lebanon used to be like one used to be the Syrian Republic.
Are you supporter of Assad?
No, come on.
No, but then you're missing the point that they're fighting among each other. The war in Syria, not with Israel.
Oh, you're saying that so Syria's having
Lebanese and the Syrians are fighting each other.
Now, at this moment.
Right now.
Israel is making airstrikes here and there, but most of the war is between Syria and Lebanon. In this moment, let's say Hezbollah, not Lebanon, a country. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess the Syrians are trying to flee and enter into Lebanon, and then Lebanon is not wanting
Maybe, I don't know. Really, I don't know.
There's a Telegram group, and there's a Syrian and a Lebanese or Lebanon different Telegram groups, and they show video footage, like a million videos and stuff, what's going on currently, and it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't know why this war has always gone on, and it will continue.
What war are you talking about?
I'm talking about there's always in the Middle East. It's been a war zone.
No, I'm saying to you,
since the beginning of time.
What war are you talking about?
I'm talking about since the beginning of time. It's been a war zone.
In the beginning of time. That's a lot of time.
So they want peace in the Middle East. Well, then everyone needs to accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior.
But you know Jesus was Jewish, right?
Yeah, well, during his time, he was considered a Nazarene.
But I'm saying he was a Jew.
A Nazarene or an Israelite is what he was.
Okay, so he's a Jew.
Correct. This is what he would be called.
Okay, so the Jews are fighting against the Muslims.
Yeah. Well, would be.
But I wouldn't say against the Muslims. I would say against
jihad.
I would say jihad. I don't think they're fighting the Muslims. I think they're fighting the Islamic extremists.
Yeah.
that are Hezbollah.
Right now.
There's a lot of Muslims that aren't involved in this fight.
That's true.
And rightfully so, they shouldn't be in because
there's millions of Palestinians. There's millions of Palestinians that are in support of Israel. There's millions of Jordanians. There's millions of Syrians.
Where did you get that number from?
He's just saying that there are
Wait,
you can make shit up also, Palestine.
He's playing
Who asked
that question?
Palestine, who asked that? Palestine. There's like 5 million Palestinians around the world that are in support of Israel. There's
5 million Palestinians.
Somalis that are in support.
Yeah, right.
4 million
Can I just clarify something?
How many people can talk at one time?
The number, they did a poll yesterday, and there's over 150 million people in support of Israel.
Okay, Bibi, can I just explain something? The Somalis.
That's an amazing poll to do in one day.
The Somalis dislike the Jews.
The Somalis have
support that you have. Hold on, let me just.
I said Somaliland.
Thank you very much. That's the clarification I wanted to make. It's Somaliland that supports Israel, not Somalia. Somalia are a terrorist nation, and
and what's the population in Somaliland?
It's about 6 million. I'm from there.
So there's 6 million there that support Israel.
I wouldn't say every single one of them, but from a government level.
I would.
Millions support.
From a government level.
I know the number. 2 million and a half.
The Black Rabbi, I wanted to hear what else you were saying.
No, I'm just saying to you, at the end of the day, it's not about, I unfortunately, because of the situation in Gaza, because I might mute, because I hear my feedback.
It's I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry.
It's Yahoo.
Stop it.
Yeah, hold on, I think I got mute on myself. Alright, cool. Alright, so the thing is, it's like this. So when we talk about the situation in the Middle East, I get it, there's unfortunately horrible pictures of children dying in Gaza and these type of things. And everyone in Israel, everyone in America, every human being mourned for that, right? But the issue is like this. When we think about the next 100 years of planet Earth, we either want China, Iran, and Russia to dictate that future, or we want America and its allies to dictate it.
Well,
right?
Yeah, but America is allies with Russia.
No, America is not allies with
Russia, Saudi Arabia, North Korea.
Okay, and I'm trying to educate
Damn, she is fucking stupid.
I'm educating you. America is giving $300 billion of U.S. taxpayer dollars to Ukraine to defeat Russia. Okay?
Wait, what? No.
Yeah.
Can you stick to Palestine? I don't know why we're talking about this.
No, I'm
just saying, and please allow yourself to be educated.
Yeah, I know that we're giving Ukraine money, but those ones stopped as of when Trump.
And stop. So it's American interest is connected to Ukrainians being successful. The NATO is connected to Ukrainians being successful. Right? So this is a part of a Western interest, right? So Russia, Iran, and China are together. Iran, as it relates to the Middle East, what we're talking about, Iran is the one who's funding the undermining of the Middle East by empowering groups like Hamas, groups like Hezbollah, groups like the Houthis, and other sectarian groups in Iraq and other places, right? So that's the reality of what's going on. So I'm not saying that everything Israel's doing is perfect, and I don't think anyone in Israel would even say that, right? There's massive protests going on right now. But what everybody does understand is that there's an axis of evil between China, Iran, and in Russia, which also incorporates North Korea, people like this, that does exist, right? And so that's what we're dealing with. You don't have to agree with Israel, you don't have to agree with America, but nobody wants that ideology of Iran, China, and the Soviet Union with Putin to be the world outlook. Nobody wants that.
Okay, can you tell us the difference between America and them?
I'm saying that the difference between America and China, America believes in the fact that the individual has the ability to dictate their sovereignty.
And that's how they invaded Iraq. They killed 1 million Iraqis. They invaded Afghanistan. They invaded all these different countries. If you're going to talk to it, look, I'm just telling you, if you're going to talk to an Arab. I'm telling you, if you're going to talk to an Arab or Middle Eastern person, and you're going to bring up China, you're going to bring up Russia, the people that are in the Middle East, that are fucking up the Middle East, it's not Russia or China.
Okay.
So you're not going to gain any sympathy.
But you asked me a question. You said, what is the difference between America and Iran, China, and the Soviet Union? And I said to you that we believe that the individual has its own sovereignty, meaning the individual has the ability to go and decide its destiny outside of the collective. And they can find like-minded people who agree with them, and they can create political parties that influence the collective government. That's the difference.
But America has never believed in that. That's why the CIA has killed many political leaders around the world that didn't conform to what America wanted. So when you bring up China and Russia, yes, China does the same things. They imprison 1 million Muslims. Russia invaded Chechnya. They invaded all these Muslim countries. That's not a problem. But when you bring up the topic of Russia and China when we're talking about the Middle East, you're not going to get a sympathy from any Arab or Middle Eastern person because you're all the same. We don't care. This is a war between you. Hopefully you all destroy each other. It has nothing to do with any Middle Eastern person.
Well, that's not true. But Black Rabbi, the reason why he brought up comes full circle, because there are multiple different countries that are funding this war. Do you understand that? There's a lot of money. That's the only reason why it's still going on is because of the money that's been put into it.
Okay, fine. I agree with that. There's a lot of parties around the world because the issue here is about ideology, right? And I'm saying even the Muslims, right? Most of the Muslims that I know, like I grew up in Los Angeles, right?
Where at? I'm sorry.
I grew up in Los Angeles, right? And so we have one of the highest populations of Iranians outside of Iran, like Southern California, right? And I grew up with Persian kids that are from Muslim backgrounds.
I'm just trying to become a big content creator one
Jewish
day.
backgrounds. The commonality out of both of those groups is that the Islamic tyranny. So my foreign policy,
You are.
I know some Clubhouse, real people say, we'll figure out his numbers in terms of but my foreign policy is definitely affected by seeing Muslim kids and Jewish kids that grow up, both Iranian. I grew up in Calabasas,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I was very privileged. And so growing up with those kids, I heard those stories. How they had to flee in 1979.
Yeah.
Khomeini took over. And so when I see the issue of the Middle East, I see the Muslims, because I converted, became an Orthodox Jew, right? But I grew up, my parents were Muslim.
Oh, wow.
So I grew up, as a kid, grew up Muslim, and I went to the Kabbalah Center in Los Angeles. So I asked me questions, about my parents, if they adopted the basis of the faith. And I realized, it works for my parents, but I had other questions, and I eventually converted, became an Orthodox Jew.
That's really awesome that you
we're
talking
as a group, because you're interrupting me.
Sorry.
And so the thing is,
yes, I agree.
No, I'm just saying, you gotta be honest. And so the thing is to say that. So for me, when I look at the issues in the Middle East, I see living here in Israel, seeing the Palestinians living in East Jerusalem. I see the kids that I met in East Jerusalem. They told me that whenever Hamas, this is out of the Palestinians' mouth, okay? out of their mouth. They see me as an African American. They're like, bro, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not looking at me as a white person. They're looking at me as a brother. You know what I'm saying? That's the power that the African American has. Everywhere we go, especially in the Middle East, they're like, oh, wait, that's a brother. Like, that's a black dude. Like, he's from America. He went through hardship. So they embraced me. And you know what they told me? They said anytime Hamas goes broke, they shoot rockets at Israel so Israel could come out and take out the places that they shoot rockets at. And then Hamas goes and collects money for reconstruction. He said, they told me it's a business model. The Palestinians told me this, not the Israelis.
That could be definitely true. But this goes on from like back to Ottoman Empire. Like this wasn't always the Muslim.
And white privilege makes you feel like your opinion is important.
I don't have white privilege.
I know, but fall back then.
Are you white?
No, I'm just saying fall back, please. And so the thing is saying that the dynamic is saying that this is what the Palestinians are telling me, right? And so I've been a part of different programs with Israeli activists and even Palestinian activists that are working together to do things here in Jerusalem, right? And what my only point is saying like this: if I don't have a problem with the resistance movement, but there's a lot of opinions by the Palestinians about the future of the Palestinians, Palestinian resistance, all these different things. And no one knows about that in the West. They think all the Palestinians are complicit with what is happening by Hamas, and they're not. They feel like they're being subjugated by Hamas. They feel like they are put in a situation by Hamas and their ideology, the military aspect of Hamas. They feel that they are being subjugated by them, right? And the world doesn't know that. The world thinks that the Palestinians are complicit with what's happening here in Israel, and they're not. It's just that all the money is behind the resistance movement because the resistance movement creates an economy where people are generating hundreds of billions of dollars in conflict, right? And so that's what it's a business. It's a business model. But the Palestinian who's living on the ground, who's living day to day, he's subjugated by this, right? And the Muslims who are in the West, they think they're watching a football game. They're saying, well, who scored the most and who scored different? And the Palestinians that are actually living in real time, they're like, bro, why are you supporting Hamas? They're the ones who are trapping us. This is what the people in Ramallah feel. This is the people in the West Bank feel. Yeah, there's resistance there, but those people are also indoctrinated. They're fighting each other.
Yeah, well, I think you're confusing two different things. Many Palestinians, many Arabs, many Muslims, they disagree with Hamas. I disagree with them. I don't think October 7th should have taken place, right? But the thing is, just because someone has those feelings, just because someone may even hate the group that you're talking about, doesn't mean that they're going to support Israel.
I don't think you have to support Israel, but I think what you can support is, Arab representation, right? And the fact that Arabs can, be able to talk about the diversity in, their perspective, right? And having a multiplicity of Arab opinions on how the Palestinian or Palestinian state, the relationship of Israel, Israel's infrastructure. You know what I mean? Like it's just saying that, like, okay, let's have a wide discussion. Don't make it seem like it's just one, group of people that, that are dominating conversation.
That's going to be impossible because in Islam, just like in Judaism, we believe that we have a religious right to the land, to own it, and to be the ones that govern it. And this is what the vast majority of Muslims feel. Even if you have a minority that would be open to a two-state solution, Islamically that's impossible. You cannot say that there's a two-state solution or being incorporated and willingly being affiliated with the government of Israel. That's something fundamentally against Islam. So that's never going to happen. Even if we were to say that wasn't the case, all of the bloodshed that Israel has done, it's made it impossible, especially after October 7th. The vast majority of Palestinians and the Arabs would never, ever agree with the two-state solution.
I'm saying, bro, I'm more so speaking from an American perspective, and like I mean, it's cool with the Islam and the relationship to land and all those things. But at the end of the day, we're coming to take over.
That's why nobody takes you serious, because you make a long speech like you did.
Wait. Why do you say no one takes me serious? Like, how do you make that?
No, but your statement is right. Like what you just said at the end is what the vast majority of Israelis believe, and that's what the vast majority of Muslims believe as well in terms of that land, and it's never going to change until.
Okay, but my point is, I'm not even talking about that. Right? We could disagree on that. We could go back and forth. But I'm saying he comes on. This guy Adam comes on stage and says that's why no one takes me serious. Bro, there's millions of people that agree with what I just said.
Hold on. Let me make my point. Right? The issue with you, Black Rabbi, is you're like you switch. You're like a comedian. Sometimes you make these really diplomatic points. And, everyone's equal, and the poor Palestinians, and they're being subjugated to all this terror. And then it's almost like as soon as the room clears up, they're like, yeah, we're here to take over. You show two different sides to people. That's your problem. You're not actually consistent with one particular train of thought. You're just all over the place, and that's your issue. And sometimes your true colours show, and that's when you say ludicrous things like "we're going to take over."
No, most Israelis believe that. They say they
but then at least be consistent with that standpoint. Don't try and.
Liam, I don't understand where you think that he's not being clear.
Wait, bro, just chill for 1 second. You can speak. I'll let you go. It's good. You do your thing. I'm saying like this. I believe with every cell in my body that Israel's expansion and success is to the benefit of the Muslim world. I believe that Islamic tyranny and the control over what Islam is and what Islam isn't is the reason why millions upon millions of Muslims are being killed by the hands of other Muslims.
I agree with that.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is saying that even though you don't agree with the Jews and how they could maybe do things differently in Palestine, but they are a diplomatic voice that is controlled by United States taxpayer dollars. Okay? And so ultimately, we're going to be able to get to resolutions. We're going to ultimately be able to get that. And that's why the Muslims should support America taking control of Gaza, putting American flag there, and then being able to build infrastructure. Now that America's on the ground, we will dictate the policy on the ground in that region, not just in Israel, but also in Jordan and also in Egypt, right? Because that's the strategic place of Gaza. So that's where I'm at. Like I'm on the Palestinian side. You guys are holding by the position of the people who are against the Palestinians, who want to keep the same battle against the Israelis and this whole thing, because they become billionaires from that system, right? You guys are holding by that. I'm the real supporter of the Muslims. You guys are focused on the tyranny of the Muslims by supporting this sick idea of defeating Israel, or Israel is the problem.
Whoa. Hold on, Black Rabbi.
Yeah, wait. I was waiting to talk.
But I just want to clarify.
Yeah, but this is the problem with Palestinians. They don't know how to stand in line. They're just all over the place. Here's the thing. Just mute up for a second.
Are you calling me Palestinian?
Whatever you are, Muslim, Palestinian, whatever. You can't even just control yourself.
What do you mean control yourself? We're having a discussion. You just come up.
Yeah, but you just
if you want to speak, you have to wait until the person rebuttals the other person that was talking. And wait your life. You're being right now. So wait your life.
No, but I've been waiting.
The ultimate fact is, the Black Rabbi,
the thing, Adam, is that
destruction of Israel.
The guy, the rabbi, has said that I can speak next, but you decide to ignore his command. And you think that you can speak first. This is the problem with you.
Are you drunk?
No, I'm not drunk.
Are you under any kind of substance?
So, no, not at all.
Okay, speak, make your point.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, I want to make it quick. You see, this is another thing. You don't pay attention. You have no patience. You have no foresight.
Are you going to make your point, or are you going to attack someone else?
I'm going to make the point.
Make your point.
I was in a room yesterday, and someone asked, how do you foresee
if the Palestinians had the whole entire state of Israel, right? And the only thing I could come in my mind is that it would be another Syria or another Yemen or another Libya. Like this Arabs and this Muslims, they're barbarous. They don't know how to control a country. Even Saudi Arabia, which is like the richest country on this planet, with all the oil resources given to them, there's poverty, there is no prosperity.
There's
It's
no
a mess.
prosperity in Saudi Arabia?
Well, the only prosperity is what the Americans built there. Look at Dubai.
So what about
Hold
the
on,
whole
one second,
GCC,
Adam,
the
one
entire
second.
GCC?
Control yourself.
No, I'm
So
asking
everything,
you a question. What about the entire GCC?
The whole GCC. Let's take one by
You
one.
think there's no prosperity
Dubai.
there?
The only reason why Dubai is as prosperous as it is because British and American.
No, we're not saying who created
right?
the prosperity.
And the labor
You said
force
there's no
coming from
prosperity
India.
there.
Well, listen,
You said
you're
there's
not
no
even,
prosperity.
you're not capable of building your own prosperity.
Ah,
You're
so
not
why don't you
capable
say
of
that?
making.
You said there's no prosperity, and there's no.
Well, there is no prosperity. It's foreigners who own all the land there. I mean, the wealth there.
The wealth in
Dubai.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the UAE.
Yeah, but Saudi Arabia became. Listen, Saudi Arabia became rich and wealthy and prosperous when they made the deal with the United States vis-a-vis petrodollar. That's when you saw the highways and buildings. But if you really go to the Saudi Arabia today, 80% of them are still living like shit.
Oh,
like
that's not even true.
Okay, let's go down to 60%.
That's not even true. There's no
50%.
Saudi Arabia than America.
Give me something. What percent? I've seen
Majority
the
of Saudi
streets of Saudi
nationals.
Arabia.
Majority of Saudi nationals are living pretty well.
No, they're not.
I've seen the
shitty.
I've got family that are Saudi.
And then you guys have slaves. You know, you have all this Ethiopian, Pakistani, Bangladesh slaves. You guys are shit. You are shit. I rest my case.
Well, the point of this room is to create, love, right? So I'm just saying, like, I get it. We all have different political views, we have different outlets, but we could do that anywhere, right? So now it's just like, all right, fine, you guys hold this way, that way. But my point is like this: the Muslims who are righteous want to see a world of peace and love. The Christians that are righteous want to see a world of peace and love, and the same thing by the Jews. And other Taoism, Buddhism, all this stuff, right? So the point is to say that how do we get there? Right? Because there's a lot of political ideas, there's a lot of concepts, there's a Korean industrial complex, the military industrial complex is making trillions of dollars, trillions, off of us fighting and hate each other. So they're making money and we're killing each other. I see a problem with that personally, right? And if I'm hearing information that makes me hate someone else, I have to have critical thinking and say, hey, why am I receiving that information? Why is that information coming to me, right? Is that information coming to me because it's supposed to motivate me to think a certain way that leads to all these other different chain reactions that ultimately lead to a group of people to make money? Or is it coming from a place of truth? Okay? And so that's why I'm not saying, oh, the Israelis know, and they're on the right side of it, or the Palestinians are on the right, I mean, the people in Gaza on the right side, because the Palestinians are complicit. Palestinians are going to work every day. 2 million of them live in proper Israel. I see them every day. I know the Palestinians are not a part of Gaza. The world may not know that. They may think it's the world Palestinians, but fine, but it's not. It's people in Gaza. So the thing is like this.
Let me ask you this, Black Rabbi. Right? And you'd be surprised. I do agree with some of your points, right? In terms of, war does. There's a lot of money that comes with war, right? So, in your opinion, how do you see things moving forward? And don't say, we're going to take over all those sort of prerogative statements. give me an actual plan. I mean, you said that you want to run for president of the United States. I'm sure you've considered these aspects. So what's your plan for the Middle East or the Islamic world as a whole?
The thing is like this. It's like, ultimately God is right? So
Freaking
what I
ripped.
see happening already in the Middle East is like when the Abraham Accords happened in 2016, it was a sign to show that the bureaucracy that separated Israel and the West, a lot of it was clergies and governmental ideas, but the innovation of the private sector didn't hold by the same standard.